Play at 9:45
All right,
or
all right.
10:15.
So, Grampie, can you tell us about the day you were born? I'm just kidding.
They don't have a hot deal.
What year were you born?
I guess we have
Yes.
Yes.
1935.
All right. And do you know where you were born?
No.
Beth and Maria?
Portland, Maine.
Portland, Maine. Born in Portland. Awesome. And what number in the family lineup was he? How many siblings? And
6 of 6.
How many in your family? 6?
Six.
Youngest of 6.
You were the youngest of 6.
One sister.
One sister. Okay.
Extra boys.
All right. Do you have any childhood memories that that stand out that you'd like to share with us?
I should have a couple closer, and I made a couple tell us when. Close to where
How about where you went to school? With Freddie Meyer.
Yeah.
Freddie Meyer was his best friend, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
You tell him.
Went to
Where was that?
Cathedral Grammar School.
Yeah.
And then to Cheverus High School.
Yeah.
And was in the military for a few years. And then went to the University of Maine. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to think, what other stories do I know? He used to be, they had a very nice, I can't remember her name, the Jewish woman that lived next door to you. And she, on the Sabbath, they couldn't light their own oil.
Oh,
So she'd say, oil, come in and light my oil. And so she had a very strong accent. So she would always call Dad to come over and help her light the fire in their house to get things going. So he would go help her quite a bit.
Beth is telling about the next door neighbor who couldn't light a fire on the Sabbath day.
Oil, come here. Help me light my fire.
Yeah.
So she called you oil?
Oil.
Oil. She had an accent. She was foreign.
That was funny. And there's another funny favorite story is when he and some friends were down, I think they were playing basketball or something down by the water in the park off Munjoy Hill, which Nicholas now lives on, right? Yes?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine.
Oh, the Eastern Plum.
So they were playing basketball, and I guess there had been some kids that had been causing some trouble. And not Dad, of course. But some other hooligans were out there causing trouble. And the police got called, and the kids, they all scattered. And they're running and running, trying to get home. And Dad was running, trying to escape the police. And there was some kids throwing a ball against the building, and he jumped in and grabbed the ball and like he knew what he was doing, playing like the police went running by. Yes. So didn't get mad.
It's like from like a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nope. And the kids are like, "Wow, we don't know this guy."
Did you become friends with him?
Certainly.
Yeah.
Never became an enemy.
He met Ted Williams. That was fun because he was working in paint department at Sears, and heard that Ted was there. He used to promote their fishing equipment. He's a big fly fisherman apparently, so he was doing a fly fishing demonstration out in the parking lot. And Dad got wind of it, and he ran to the sports department and grabbed a baseball. Not really sure he paid for the baseball, but
Yeah.
ran out and got it signed, and then gave it to Sam. And Sam has it in a plastic plexiglass thing, and we got it authenticated, so that's pretty cool. So we have a Ted Williams baseball.
Wow.
That's pretty
I
cool.
want it back.
Never heard that.
Now he knows where it is.
Yeah. Maria, can you think of any?
Awesome.
One of his best friends, I wasn't there, but I heard the story. One of his best friends was Franny Meyer. And it was a lifelong friend, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Dick Black.
And Franny was an only child, I think.
Yeah.
And he liked going, I guess, to the Hannigans because he could kind of blend in. There were lots of kids running around, so there's a lot going on there.
I love it. Thanks.
Dick Black is, I get a call from, in fact, I got one this morning, quite regularly. He was a high school friend. Did you make it?
Yeah.
Did you make it?
Yeah.
Anyway, I still hear from him almost on a weekly basis
Where did you meet him?
in high school.
Oh.
And he, Dick Black, had a scholarship to go to Villanova,
Yeah.
and play baseball. He was a real good baseball
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
athlete.
Yeah, he's still a good friend. He called him on his birthday. He
Aw.
calls him regularly.
Aw. Nice.
Pick up the phone at 8 o'clock. You know it's going to be Dick Black.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful friendship.
He's a good guy.
Does anyone have any questions for Grampie? Any burning questions?
So what's your favorite color?
Ooh.
What?
What's your favorite color?
Red, I guess.
Red?
Yes.
No, well, that's one of them. That's Red Sox.
Oh, good.
Blue,
Ooh,
What
nice.
color was Chevrolet's?
Purple.
Purple?
gold,
Purple and gold.
purple and gold.
Mm.
I have a question. Did you ever get a hole-in-one, Grampie?
Yes, I did.
Tell
Good
us about it.
I
question.
got a
Tell
hole
him
in
about
there.
it.
Well, I hit the ball and it went in.
Game's a game.
But he was playing with a group of male friends. They had a little group that got together every week to play. And it was up here in Lincoln that he got it. He didn't even know he got it,
Is
right?
it mini golf?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Jada.
What hole now?
There was a guy
It's the 16th?
alongside
Listen.
playing, and he just said, "It went in."
Was it the 9th hole?
Huh?
10th hole.
16th.
16?
Oh,
Yeah.
16th.
How old were you?
Grampie, every year when we play that hole, we go, all right, well, we got to try to make this like Grampie.
This is Grampie's hole.
Yeah, every time.
Well, good luck. I can't give you any clues other than I hit it. And somebody saw it go in.
How old were you when you made the hole in one?
What's that?
How old were you when you made the hole in one?
Oh, I don't know. It was in my 30s, I guess. I shouldn't.
Oh,
have
you were older
That's
than
why
that.
he said
'Cause, that was after you were 50 anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's never too late.
Never too late.
Yeah.
It's even more meaningful when you go 40 years.
This is a, sort of a combination of Maria and golf story. Maria, Dad was golfing at Pine Hill and Brewer. He was playing a league there. And Maria was home and one of her friends was there and they were playing this game where you slam the door when you run, slam the door and you run. They've had to lock each other on our porch. It's great fun. And I was there, so I'm going, okay. And Felicia, it was Felicia, I think.
It's Melissa.
Melissa? It was Melissa? Okay. Sister. Slammed the door and Maria put her hand up and right through the glass. It was a French door. So there was blood and things going on and screaming. And I'm like, okay, so let's, we bandaged her up and said, we gotta take her to the hospital. And pre-cell phone days. So I called the golf course and said, we're coming to get Earl Hannigan because his daughter has cut herself and she needs to go to the hospital. And they're like, oh yeah. We pull in. He's putting out on the 8th, down the 9th green. They're like, they didn't want to interrupt his round. He's having a good round. Are you kidding? His daughter's bleeding. Come in. He was very surprised to see us. And he came hustling off, and he hopped in the car, and I drove them off to the hospital. But,
Did you make the putt?
Yeah, that's nice.
He
Do you
did.
remember
It
that?
wasn't the only
Okay.
time that we had to interrupt a
Yeah.
golf game. I got hurt. There were a lot of them.
What's your favorite, or one of your favorite things that you did at Hilton Head?
That's Hilton's head. Tell me.
Was it golf?
He only went for 34 years.
Did you play golf at Hilton Head?
I'm sure I did, yeah.
Probably that.
Once or twice.
My memory is, you may have noticed today that my memory is terrible nowadays.
Well, we
Used-
all have
used
that
to be-
problem, so
used to be
it's all
better.
relative.
Used
Well-
to be better than that, but
Another favorite story is just one of your patients. Because we went on a trip to, I think it was Vermont and New Hampshire once. And it's Dad and Maria and I. And we had stopped at a restaurant on the way home. And we got back in the car and we were driven a couple hours. And I realized I didn't have my purse. That was very
Say what?
unfortunate. I didn't have my purse with me. My
Oh.
so I was in my early 20s. And I was like, oh dear. So I'm like, this is again pre-cell phone days. I think I left my purse at the restaurant. There was no yelling. There was no bad words. It was just like, we pulled over. We looked up the restaurant in the phone book. Called the restaurant. Yes, indeed, they had my purse. He turned around, drove back, and calm, patient. It was very nice. It's a very good thing.
That's it.
Yeah.
All the time. Calm and patient.
I'm like, okay, I'm so sorry.
Some of these stories are better than what I think probably happened.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's true.
We have a question.
I know, I have a
What's
question.
your favorite thing that you did at Chevrolet High School? What was your favorite activity?
I got a couple possibilities then.
I had a question. I don't know how loud I need to talk. Do you have any really notable memories of any time your kids or your grandkids have made you laugh really, really hard? I know you've had a lot, but do you have any that you notably remember?
Do you have a story about that?
I'm genuinely asking. My favorite thing to ask people is, when is a time that you've laughed super hard, and what was it?
What was your favorite memory?
Mine?
You
I
just
can
said it.
answer. I can
And
answer
she likes
that.
it when people tell her stories about when they laughed really hard.
Oh. I wish I had more to tell you today, but this would be one of my favorite memories right here.
Right here. This is what he loves the most.
Absolutely.
Getting together with family.
Yeah.
Wherever they are.
You used to
Whoever they are. You know, that's his favorite time. He loves it.
I was not an athlete, but Maria was, and I know you coached a bunch of her teams, and I know you enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
So, do you remember him coaching?
You were an athlete. You broke your foot playing tennis.
I know.
That was
I was a ping
super
pong champion.
That was super funny.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. She came home with a boot on, and Grampie walked by and said
That's all I'm saying.
she got injured playing the sport.
I have a sports injury.
And this, what was that?
Remember when you actually, it was I had just met Chris, and he had asked me out on our first date, but I hadn't gone out yet. And you and I were playing tennis in Hamden, the indoor tennis place. And I went to hit a backhand and turned and heard my foot go crack. I'm like, well, that wasn't a good noise. And I took a couple steps and went, nope, and plopped down. I broke my foot. This bone snapped right off in the middle of my foot. And
Did you hit the ball?
Never heard that
I
story.
did.
Super athletic.
Did you still go on the date?
yes, I did. And I think he
In a
actually,
boot.
he showed up the next day and I had the boot on. He went, oh, okay, that's nice. So I think we went to main hockey game actually.
Grampie, can you tell us one of your favorite jobs that you've had?
Do you remember one? Did I tell you one?
No?
So you were at Lawrence
You-
Short and Harmon, and you were an insurance adjuster with Uncle Mike.
And you worked at
and you were
Sears.
Sears, and you were a realtor
Yeah, what about going to Louisiana?
in Louisiana after the storms
After the
when you did
storm?
insurance.
Tell me about it.
So,
You guys are
I was, I think, like 2 or something like that. And Dad was an insurance adjuster in Hurricane Camille. I want to say it was Hurricane Camille. I'm not sure. It would have been around 1966. Check the time. And came through and kind of devastated the Louisiana, New Orleans, and Baton Rouge area. And so Dad worked for a company called GAB, the General Adjustment Bureau. And he was stationed down there, so he went down for several months, and my mom and I went with him. And one of the funny stories was one of his friends who was married, but his family didn't go down with him, was down there. And Dad got tickets to like an LSU game, which is big doings apparently down there. And the women all get real gussied up, and it's a whole social thing. And he called his friend and said, hey, I got tickets to the LSU game. And the guy's like, oh, this is great, yeah. He's like, let's go. And the guy went, oh, wait, you want me to babysit? I'm a huge football fan. And Dad's like, yeah, you don't mind? And she's like, no, that's fine. So Dad and Mom went to the LSU game, and Mom was very underdressed because you don't dress for football games like that in Maine. So that was, I know you like going to the football game, and we went to Baton Rouge. There are pictures. I don't remember it. I was too little.
You remember going to Baton Rouge to the football game?
I don't remember that one particular one, no, but
We also almost burned down a hotel or motel in New Jersey. That was another time you were on, I don't know what storm that was, but it had gone through New Jersey. And we were on down on the boardwalk somewhere. And they found a conch shell, a big conch shell. And they decided to put it, probably wasn't nice to do, but they put it in a pot and they were going to boil it. And we went and did some touring and forgot about the shell. And then my parents were like, looked at each other in the boardwalk and went, oh my God, and they ran for the car, and we're waiting to see smoke, and happily, it stunk so badly. It was like the sea, it was nasty. And the whole room just smelled so bad. But happily, we didn't burn the place down, so yay.
Yay.
what did I do to cause that?
There was a conch shell you had found on the beach, and thought you'd save the shell, so you put it in a pot and decided to boil it, and just left it on the burner, unfortunately, and then we left. And nobody turned it off. And then you guys realized a couple hours later that it was still sitting on the stove.
A lot of neighbors that probably didn't like all us Hannigans, but one of them said more than once, "Go home, Earl, and tell your mother."
That's the same one that asked him to come here, Earl, light my fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Funny.
One of the things that, and I don't know if you'll talk about it, but I'll set it up, and I might be inaccurate. So one of the things that everyone around Bangor knows Earl for, they say that he saved John Babs. And John Babs is a parochial school, and the Catholic Church said that they were going to discontinue it as a school. And Earl said, "Oh no, you're not. My daughter's going to graduate next year. Was it next year?
2 years.
2 years from there." And even when I walk around the street, people will ask for Earl because they know him from the time that he came in. He did. He saved John Babs, and he had a small group of people who worked with him too. But he was the one that had the heart and soul in it. And people will talk to me on the street and say, "How's Earl?" You know, "Oh, I remember how he saved John Babs."
And
So,
how did he do that?
well, it was a long story, and I won't get into it, but evidently, and I can say this as a Protestant because I don't know anything about it, but the Catholic Church in Portland said that they were not going to have a school up in Bangor. And you can tell it better than I can. You tell it.
Well, the diocese, as Melissa said, decided to close the school and didn't inform anybody at the school, but they notified the local news departments.
Oh my
So all of a sudden the news trucks were pulling up. It was fine, and they didn't understand what was going on. And they came in and started asking the staff and the principal, like, "What's happening?" He said, "I have no idea." So they called an assembly and basically announced to all of us that the school was closing at the end of the year, and we were like, it was just dead silence. It was awful. But Dad and Joe Sequeira and Bill
There were about
Okay.
5 men who said, "Oh no," and the
Secure
5 men
McKay.
each had
John McKay
skill
and
area.
Bill Lindsay.
that could contribute something to the effort.
Yeah.
And Earl had the heart and soul of it, and there were 4 other people. I think there were about 4. There were more
4
than that,
altogether.
but that was the hierarchy.
I guess I made enough noise about it, that's what it was, because I remember to this day saying many times when I said they're gonna close John Bass, "Oh no, you're not," and whoever was around heard me because I may have said it loud enough.
Yeah.
But it did have a lasting reaction, and
It's on my classroom.
John Bass is still open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they went
That
to
is
Bangor
great.
Savings Bank and had a business plan and incorporated and basically got a loan from Bangor Savings Bank to keep the school open. And it was, by the skin of their teeth for a little while, but
Mortgaged their house.
It was
And
touch
they
and go,
mortgaged
but
their
they had a
houses.
strong nucleus of faculty who believed strongly. that they wanted to stay at John Baptist and teach, and Earl wanted to give them a platform to do that. And there were a lot of behind the scenes, and I wasn't part of it, but I've heard a lot of people will talk to me about how he saved John Baptist, and he was one of them that was significant in the effort.
And his
I have-
grandchildren.
The auditorium.
That's
I
amazing.
have several, not several people, but quite often nowadays, I still hear that. And say Hannigan, they said, no, he's the one that saved John Baptist. And then it wasn't me, it was a lot of people, but
There were a lot of people,
in
but
there.
you were out front
A
there.
lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Agreed with it, but,
And Beth graduated from John Baptist the
I
next
did.
year.
Yep.
That would have been awkward if you didn't make it.
That would have been bad.
what was that?
Would have been awkward.
Yeah.
Did your teachers feel like they had to kick you a little grade here
Some
and
of
there?
us used it to our advantage and some did not.
Oh, wow, there's some.
Ah. Yeah.
Go ahead, give me detention. I'm not
Did you
gonna
really
go.
like use that?
Sam had a funny story.
No way.
I think it was you. Didn't you get called to the
'Cause he
principal's
was, like,
office?
big
Or,
wig.
no, Lise
I'm
Lise
like,
Woods.
you know my father is.
Didn't she call you in? Like you got, I thought you got
She still
called
plays
the office, please see Miss Woods. She was the disciplinarian, and somebody said,
I don't think so. I didn't get detention while I was there.
no, it wasn't for detention.
I use
You
it
got
for
called
detention.
in, and
Just telling
when you,
the story.
when you walked in, she said, "Are you Earl Hannigan's grandson?" Or something like that, and you said yes. She said, "Okay," and you're good. Goodbye. And she just wanted to know. I guess she didn't realize who Dad was
Oh,
your
maybe.
grandfather.
Oh yeah, maybe.
I mean, you didn't have done anything, but you were kind of sweating it out, though.
Maybe. Yeah, I didn't really know her because I never had her classes, and
Right.
the only people I knew that really went to her was she went to West Point, and so the kids who wanted to go to West Point would go and talk to her, or like they wanted to go to like a military school, and she would usually set that up for them. And so I was kind of confused as to why she was like calling me in.
You should have
So she may,
hyphenated your name.
she may have done that. I know Mr. Burgess brought it up a lot.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, the physics teacher that I had brought it up a number of times. I think there was one day where you sat in on a physics class with me, potentially.
They invited the board at times to
Yeah,
sit in.
the
yeah.
board, and I think you sat in on a physics class, or you followed me around for a day at school. Yeah, or something like that. I think we did physics and we did English, and then but English I had Mr. Mackay, who was a friend of Grampie's, and so I think you kind of chatted with him for the whole class. And,
Sounds like a private physics class.
Say anything about
Yeah.
breaking your
so
back?
that was English. I'm sure he had some wild stories that he would tell. Yeah.
Grampie, do you have any memories from when you were in the service? Or what that was like for you?
History about it.
I'll tell you, I say many times today, my memory is terrible today. So remember that if you're thinking of going to 90 or 30.
You were at Fort Dix, right?
So remember, you're all safe.
Yes.
He can't
I seem to
remember.
remember a
It
story
was
about
Sam.
You went to Fort Dix, right?
Yes.
And you said, you've told me before you were 100 and something pounds when they weighed you in, 155, 165?
When?
Wow.
Something like that.
155 on his
I
list.
think I saw a little sheet, like a military sheet or something like that, that said you did 25 pull-ups
Hey,
during a fitness test.
Everyone get out the pull-up bar.
Yeah.
do you remember your job?
Huh?
Do you remember your job?
Oh, I don't remember what
Mine's
it's
drop.
Clerical.
Or your
Clerical?
clerical.
National Guard.
I seem to remember a story about him like whiffing on a.
I had some good memories.
a-
but I forgot
He,
some.
he's
Like, he was
he's
given the
very,
thing
you know,
to
I'll
train
tell
him.
you, because you don't,
Like he missed a.
you
he
weren't
missed,
part
like, a
of
target or
this,
something.
but he's
I don't know,
highly
it's a bad time to use the
respected among the people that he had to talk to about saving John Baptist. And I wasn't there at the time, so I'm not a part of it at all. But there was one person who helped in the process, thanks to Earl, was the minister of the Congregational Church, and he loves Earl. And that happens to be the church
Even
that
though
I
I was
now go
Catholic.
to. Huh?
Even though I was Catholic.
Wow.
Yeah, he's strong. I mean, there's not a stronger Catholic on earth than Earl. And, and he's the minister of the Congregational Church. And that's where I go now. And every time he sees me, every Sunday, he says, "How's Earl? Tell him I said hello." And it's that kind of a friendship that Earl made along the way. And everybody feels that way. And you all can understand why that would be. So, but people who knew Earl in his working life remember that. And they love him for it. And they appreciate what he did. So, there you go.
Who's your favorite saint?
Saint?
Yeah.
That would have to be.
St. Anthony.
Yeah, you got that right.
He finds
Because St.
everything.
Anthony finds things.
Yeah.
He even helps me.
No.
I'm Protestant.
Crosses some lines
One
there and
denomination.
then
No, I
hops on
got to
them.
find
But you're not
something
St.
else.
Patrick?
And,
No, it's
He gets to those, yeah.
well, wait a minute. I'll talk to St. Anthony. And about half an hour later, he'll come up with what I've lost.
Well, that was Grandma's answer. What's
He's good
Christmas?
friends with St. Anthony.
Grampie said, yeah,
Do
you're
you,
right.
do you know
So
what
is
your
the-
confirmation name is, Grampie?
No.
Do you guys?
Do you know what yours is?
Mine?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is that?
Sebastian.
Grampie says
Sebastian?
Daniel, isn't it?
I think it's Daniel. I think it was because you're Earl, Edwin,
Daniel.
Daniel.
Edwin.
Edwin, yeah.
Mine's
Now,
pretty.
again, well, that's another funny story. So his brothers were Frank, they called Frankie, Jim, Jimmy, Bob, Bobby, Lou, Louie, and Marie. And then my grandmother apparently only didn't want like the E at the end, but she just goes Earl, but it's with an E on the end. Well, his middle initial is E, so he's Earl E. So she kind of missed it on that one, but I believe your confirmation name I think was Daniel.
I think so too.
Yeah. I think you're Earl Edwin Daniel Hannigan.
Yeah.
That's good.
All
I
right.
don't know what the guy we're talking about.
Yeah.
One more question. What advice would you give this next generation?
What advice would you give to all the young people that are sitting here?
Uh-huh.
Write it
If you're, well, whatever you're gonna do with people who don't believe what you're saying, and you believe in it, don't change your mind, even if you're the only one in the group. If you believe strongly enough in something, just stick with it and stick by it. Don't change your mind because somebody else says it's a good idea. Stick to your guns.
The other thing you've given advice about is write it down.
Right.
Yeah.
Just write it.
Keep a history, write it down, keep a diary.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, he doesn't keep a diary, but I do.
No,
So I know
yeah.
everything he does.
It's good, you keep track of him, that's helpful.
All right.
And if you guys keep journals or diaries,
I have a lot.
off.
Yeah.
it's a good idea. It's quite frankly, it's fun. I've done it. I've done it since high school. I still have my little diary from high school. And I read back at what I did. You know, it's only a little tiny page, but I can almost remember the feelings I had when I wrote that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Was it you, Molly, that was going through those? Molly?
Sorry?
Was it you that was going through those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your journals, Grandma.
I remember she had like my birth. She was like, and Sven called me and John was born. And she was like, went to lunch.
I went to lunch and had a great sandwich.
How about you guys? Your favorite story?
Yeah, you?
Favorite Grampie
She's
story?
running out of time, probably.
My favorite Grampie story is when I braided his hair.
My favorite Grampie story was from when, well, I actually stepped on a bee running through the yard here.
I think I remember
And
this.
everybody else, primarily my father, was telling me to suck it up and get over it. And Grampie was the only one that showed me empathy and told
Aw.
me it was okay to
Aw.
cry.
Aw.
you do?
That's so.
Yeah, I stepped on a fish hook too, and Grampie said, "Wow, that must hurt." My dad said, "Let's yank it out." And it was a 3-prong hook too. That would have yanked my whole foot off.
Ooh, no, no.
Questions will be asking you when you're not here. Get ready.
My favorite Grampie memory is when he did our blessing at our wedding.
Yeah, he did. Thank you for asking him. That was an honor for him, and he always did it with a lot of dignity.
For us too.
Remember that when you did the blessings for Nils and Sarah's wedding?
Yeah, vaguely.
And
Well,
the
that's
last
good.
thing,
Yeah.
the last thing that you said in the blessing was, the last thing you said is, "We'll leave the light on for you."
Yeah.
The porch light on.
Did you hear him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you were asked to be like a usher or best man also at like 17 weddings or something. That there were, I can't remember what it was, an exorbitant number of weddings that you were asked to participate in. So, a lot of friends.
Well, maybe I'm repeating myself
He's
here,
not gonna do
but
that, but it will touch a deep.
when they were, the church had announced that John Baptist was closing. You know what you're talking about? And I remember saying many times, maybe the minute I heard it, "No, it isn't." No, it isn't. I just thought somebody had to back it up, and I was a loud backer of that, and people still remember that today.
They do.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
They do.
And it's very successful today.
Mr. John Bapps.
I actually looked up the history of John Baptist while you guys were talking. Earl is part of the history of John Baptist. Of this, the success of John Baptist continuing, your name is part of the history.
Yeah.
In the history writing on John Baptist.
Repeat where you heard this?
Online.
Online, in the history of John Baptist, your name is in there.
Really?
You're famous.
I didn't know that. Did you
Googleable.
know that? I never knew that. Your name is on it. Make a copy of it and give it to him. That'll make him feel good.
Yeah.
But he was. I mean, I wasn't even a part of it. Beth was. But I was a person who was in the community, and I heard people talking, and I thought, that's a nice guy to marry.
That worked out well.
I think we ought to start hearing here at least one story from each one of you. What is your favorite part of your life, or the favorite thing that you did for those around you? I think
Oh boy,
It's gonna take a while.
Think on that.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow night.
Maybe tomorrow night or Thursday. All right, that'll be part 2.
Part 2.
that will be next year.
Well,
Okay? We'll think
Maybe
about it.
Friday night or something.
well, don't go too far. No, I think it's very important to know, we know a lot of good things about every one of you, but one of the favorite things you did, just favorite things, whether it was repeated or not, I'd like to hear.
Well, what was your favorite thing you did?
Job accident.
Yeah, John Baptist.
Well, how about we, each one of us can come find you the rest of the week, and we can tell you a story.
There you go.
Hey, that's a
Good
great
idea.
idea.
Week-long story time.
Say it again.
Well, we can all find you at some point this week, and we can tell you a story about one of our favorite memories. If you want to hear about us.
I'd like to hear that.
Yeah.
John, that's a great idea.
Oh, so you have a good
Yeah.
Lead the way.
I think we'll start it tomorrow. I think she's gonna end this video.
I mean, I can.
Yeah.
We'll get it going.
And it's volunteer.
Grandma, in her
Hey,
journal,
Earl,
on the day you were born.
Do you
she
remember
wrote
the
that
4th
you
of
were
July
healthy
parades we
and
had
hearty?
down the lake here at my camp?
Big boy.
The 4th of July parades
Oh, yeah.
At the Gatanis.
at the Gitani.
Yes.
You came as Santa Claus. We weren't even married yet.
Yeah.
You and Callista came down, and Callista, I'm sorry, don't remember what you were dressed as, but
Mrs. Claus.
no,
She
but
wasn't.
Earl was dressed as Santa Claus and had a beer in his hand,
Yeah.
And we, this was before you had to have this many life jackets. We get on that old pontoon boat that my dad built.
Yeah.
Earl's in the front of the pontoon boat, which was totally overloaded, you guys, with his beer yelling to people, Merry Christmas!
I don't remember it now, but
Probably all the beer.
We have pictures of that. I know we do.
Sweat pouring off him.
Yeah, we've got others of him. He was a priest one year.
Yep.
Hockey players another year. Eventually we got married.
The seagulls, they went and found
You
that.
were a priest one year. You were marrying my aunt and uncle who were married for like 60 years. Yeah. Oh, we got pictures.
I'd like to see him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Video. I want to see this too.
One year he went as Paul Korea.
Burnham singing on the
Yeah.
band board.
Yeah.
We were into hockey a lot.
How about your favorite story about you? Anyone?
That's what we'll come back to tell you.
We'll come find you.
I need to think on that. That's a big question.
We'll come find you.
They'll talk for 3 hours.
Yep.
Judy, thank you. Judy sent us the clipping about John Babs, the 18th.
It's the very last.
This is the one she was telling
It goes through
me
the history,
about,
so it's not
where you mentioned as the person who was the...
You had that with you today?
No, she has it on her iPhone.
Oh wow!
We'll read it when we get home. Thank you, Judy. That was neat. Now we have it. Thank you.
Tell us about it. What was the
Well,
message?
the end of it says, this is Judy's article, in June of 1980, as a result of declining enrollment, the Bishop of Portland came to a difficult decision. It was time to close the Catholic school. Fortunately, through the efforts of its faculty, administration, and 4 incorporators, Earl Edwin Hannigan, William Alexander Lindsay, John Francis Xavier McKay, and Joseph Walter, didn't know his name was Walter, Sakara, who was also the principal of the school at the time.
Yes.
The school was reorganized that summer, and in the fall of 1980, the historical landmark building at 100 Broadway, Bangor, reopened as John Baptist Memorial High School, a non-sectarian private co-educational college preparatory secondary school. In the decades since, it's become known as one of the finest high schools in New England.
John Baptist Memorial.
Yeah.
So like on my class ring, it has HMLS, and it's Hannigan, McKay, Lindsay, Sakura.
No way.
Because it's on the banner as HMLS.
And they've got it standing for like honor, loyalty. They picked words.
They picked words so that they wouldn't
But it
be.
means the name.
Yeah, but it's
Wow.
The name.
But it's the names.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And I don't think many people actually know that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Did you know that?
I remember there's a scholarship that's named
Oh,
after.
that's not what we're
That has that.
That's a no,
Anything to do with
Sam.
I just remember I didn't win it, and I was like, "How do I not win this?" My grandmother.
Because it's for a teacher.
Yeah. I didn't know that at the time, and nobody told me. And they just told me there's a
Teacher.
scholarship, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get that." And then they didn't tell me it was like for a very specific thing.
Education.
Or something.
And I was real upset.
For an education major.
Good story.
Right. Well, thank you, Grampie. Yeah. Thank you. Happy birthday.
Today. We appreciate it.
Yay.